That's stupid punk rock. I just think of it as rock and roll because that's what it is.
It has the ability to bring us into a world that we've never experienced before.
Do you think that you're going to be a rock star?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm going to be famous rock star, yeah.
Yeah, so I want to be a rock star.
Gonna be rock stars. I'm going to be a rock star. I am going to be.
It has the potential to be educational and teach us things we don't know.
Why me?
Spoon?
Squid?
Filth. My name's Sage.
I'm Troll. Pinwheel.
And I'm Hamburger.
Unfortunately, people don't use it that way most of the time. I have two film experiences that changed my life as a director. The first one was when I decided not to produce a studio movie and try to become a director. And I did the documentary, The Decline of Western Civilization, in 1979 and 80. And they said it was the most written about film of that year. So that changed my life dramatically. And I was able to continue directing because of that. And then I think the next time it changed was when I got the job to do Wayne's World. It was my 7th movie, and it made me able to be a real director. And I was invited to join the Academy of Motion Pictures. I think because they were a little low on women, actually. But anyway, whatever it took, I was in the Academy and I did a studio movie, and those are the two things that changed my life. I'm such a music lover that there's just too many bands I love to even start. But if I had to put something at the top of the list, it would be Pink Floyd. And then if we go a little bit later, I'm going to go with Motorhead. And all those kind of bands, But, and then if we're talking literature, I think when I was forced to read Kafka in college, it changed my life. And so to Franz Kafka, I salute. And as far as visual arts, I guess we can include painting and film in that. And for me, I think with painting, and I did study art before I studied film, I'm going to say Salvador Dali and Picasso. They kind of scrambled it up, I love it when things change, and they really change things. As far as film goes, I suppose those who influenced me most are Cassavetes and Fred Weisman and Costa Gavras, who I learned later is my cousin, my first cousin. His mother and my father are brother and sister. So we can say maybe that filmmaking might be a little genetic. Who knows? Back in the day when us women were in film school, we didn't dare believe that we could be a film director. We thought maybe script supervisor, maybe editor, boom operator, if you had good arms. But so I didn't think it until I got out of school, and I was filling out a form at a bank one day, and it said occupation. And I looked over my shoulder and make sure nobody was going to see me, and I wrote film director. And I think I was about 23 or 4. Yeah, 24. Yeah. I make films, I think, because I love art and I love technology, and I think film is a magical combination of both. So and it's an incredible way to express yourself and also work through your own personal problems. And I make the films really for, I think, myself. But if anybody else likes them, I'm thrilled. I don't know. I don't ever go, oh, what's my audience? I've got to go get them. I don't do that. I just do them to try to work through my own personal problems. Don't do it for the money. Don't do it for the fame. Don't do it for the glamour. Because if you do it for those reasons, it's not going to work. And do it because you love the art and craft of filmmaking. And you have something to say, you know? And I always go, if you're really a director, you're a director. But not everybody is. So many people studying film and going after that pie in the sky, they're not really filmmakers. And they're doing it for the wrong reasons. People always say, Penelope, why do you have such a varied, scope of work? You know, you've done comedies, you've done tragedies, you've done stories about serial killers, you've shot in prisons, you've done this, you've done that. Because I had to make a living. And I remember my agent sending me a script called Hollywood Vice Squad. I said, I don't want to do this movie. This is a stupid, B-action movie. He goes, where else are you going to make 50 grand? And I went, oh yeah. So I did Hollywood Vice Squad, Women don't really have the choice to do the films they really want to make. Well, a couple women do, not all of us. With my documentaries, which I'm most proud of, those to me are close to my heart, and they're my identity. And I do those films because I learned so much about human behavior, and I like to share that. I mean, my instinct is to say I wouldn't do Wayne's World, because that means that I could have done the movies that I really love and wanted to do that were more serious and had something to say. But then I would be broke. So, it's a struggle. So I'm going to just have to be fair with God and say there's nothing I would change, I made a lot of mistakes along the way, and I had some successes along the way. I guess if I could change anything, I would have had a better attitude, because I was a rebel when I was walking into this business, and I just had a bad attitude, and I think I could have gotten my way. It's small business, and so everybody talks to everybody else, and she's a pain in the ass, she's a bitch, whatever. Anyway, I skated my way through, and I'm here today at Indiana University. I saw an interview the other day with a very, very prominent director, male director, who shall go unnamed at this moment, and he said, you don't need to go to film school. All you need to do is pick up a camera. And I wanted to kick him in the face, because that is so wrong. You need to go to film school. You need to learn film history. You need to learn the technology, and to perpetuate that whole thing of anybody is a filmmaker and we all have it and just go do it. What a mess. I mean, that's why we come up with that, the good news is everybody's a filmmaker, and the bad news is that everybody's a filmmaker. You gotta go to film school, please. Yeah.